Hello, I'm going to be going over the USO programs with you. My name is Lindsay Fischetti, and I am currently the Director of Programs here at the USO out of Arlington. We have our programs goals for this year. As you may know, when asked what the USO does, the majority of people immediately think of entertainment. That's why in programs this year, we're focusing on raising awareness of our programs. So that's our number one goal. Within that, you'll see for the troops and their families, we need to raise awareness. We've worked with a marketing firm to have PSAs as well as pocket guides developed so that we can give them out to the troops and their families so they know what programs we have and where to get information on how to participate in them. We also need your help in getting this information out there. So the centers are always integral in passing the information on. They're the boots on the ground that actually are interacting with the troops and know what their needs are. So to open the line of communication as well between the centers and center staff is a very good way for us to get the information out to the troops and their families. Second, here you'll see military leadership. We need to work to extend the amount of program information that's shared at command briefings, deployments, FRG meetings, and so on. So we're currently working on providing tools to USO centers and staff so that they can communicate about USO programs. We've provided now programs one-pagers. We've also developed fact sheets, and we recently have a PowerPoint presentation that's available to all employees as well as centers and your volunteers so they can let their communities know about the additional programs available to them through the USO. And lastly, but still very important, you'll see on this list is the public. The public obviously especially needs to know what we do in programs. The more they know about what we do, the more interest we'll have in volunteerism, hopefully, as well as donor support. There's a lot of projects we have that are really great for sponsorship, as well as for helping with raising awareness for sponsors. So there's a lot of opportunity, and raising awareness through the public is a definite way that we can get our programs out there and actually expand them. And last on this list, but surely not least, is the Wounded Warriors. That's a major focus right now, particularly the Wounded Warriors and also their families. We're vastly extending our partnerships through Operation Enduring Care to ensure that all troops are wounded in the line of duty and their families are well taken care of. When we develop programs, we consider them to be within the 5 major buckets, we call them. And these major focuses are, you can see the first one listed here is connectivity. With recent wars, deployments have been long, and individual troops have already oftentimes been deployed multiple times. So programs that can connect them back to their families are extremely important, as they're missing a lot of life events that are taking place back at home during the time they're gone. We try to connect them back home in creative ways so they can be part of their families' lives, even while they're physically far away. The second bucket you'll see on this list is family. Also, with the recent wars, the military family is dealing with a lot more stress. So we're working with a lot of companies who already have the expertise in the childhood area in particular to create tools that can help children understand what their family member is doing and that they're not alone in these changes. The next one as we move over is injured service member or hospital programs. Nowadays, with the better body armor that's being supplied to our troops, there have been a lot of lives luckily saved in situations that otherwise may have been deadly. So thankfully the troops have survived, but they are coming home with major life-changing injuries. So the USO is working to ensure that they have a comfortable recovery and that them and their families have the tools to prepare for the future and adapting to their new lifestyles. This is in particular a major focus this year. So the next one on the list as we move down is expeditionary programs within this bucket. These programs were developed to get out to the troops who were deployed downrange, who may not have access to the usual amenities and entertainment that you may find on some of those more developed military bases. It's a way for us to bring the USO programs and comfort items directly to the troops who are in the more desolate areas and oftentimes in fairly harsh conditions. So just to offer them a little respite from the day-to-day work that they are doing out in the field. And then the last one on our list here, our last bucket, is deployment and welcome homes. This is something we're currently working on expanding. We're looking into ways, in addition to the USO Operation Care Package program, to determine how we can assist the troops as they deploy and their families as they stay behind. And we're also looking into ways to help them once their loved one returns with the integration process back into the household, because we're recently finding that that is not an easy transition when someone's been gone for 12 months, and it's something that the military and their families do need some help with. The first program in the connectivity bracket is United Through Reading's military program. The USO partners with the 501c3 United Through Reading to host their military program at USO locations around the world. The concept is simple. A military member who is away from home or getting ready to deploy can go into a host USO center where they can sit down in a private room and be recorded reading a book of their choice to any special child. We like to say special child in their life because it doesn't necessarily have to be your child. Once this process is done, then we take the DVD and the book and we'll package them up and we'll mail them back to the child and their caregiver. This program is really important. It's important because it creates that connection and bond between the child and the adult. It also encourages literacy, which is just a spectacular bonus to the whole process as well. Through the years that we've hosted this program, we've heard stories where, children, especially young children now, don't recognize their parent or their loved one when they come home from a deployment. It's been a year. We're often seeing 18-month deployments, and their parent would get home and they'd run in the opposite direction. However, a lot of the stories that have been coming back to us recently from troops who have used the United Through Reading program is that their child is eager to talk to them on the phone during their deployment. They're eager to connect with them because they know their face, they know their voice. And the moment they get home from their deployment, we've heard that the children come running and are overjoyed and super excited to see their parents. So that's a huge plus, and it definitely helps with the bonding experience while they're gone. As you can see here, the United Through Reading program is hosted at, actually we're almost to 70 locations around the world. So if you work at a USO center and you're interested in signing your USO up, you can just contact us here on the programs team, and we'd be happy to set you up with equipment and training for the program. It's important to note, in addition to the USO locations, the United Through Reading actually hosts their program through commands in all of the military branches. So it often can be accessed on forward operating bases where we might not have a USO center. So we want to make sure that troops know as they do use this program in USO centers, once they further deploy, that the program may still be available to them wherever they go. So if you're interested in finding a list of where United Through Reading is hosted around the world, you can just go to their website. It's www.unitedthroughreading.org and access the list of those locations. Also, you can see through the USO, we've done over 80,000 recordings just at USO locations alone. This program was launched back in mid-2006. So it had kind of a slow growth rate over the years, but last year alone we nearly did 60,000 recordings. So the popularity is growing tremendously, and because of that, we have planned to do over 100,000 recordings this year alone. A lot of our USO locations in Southwest Asia do a tremendous amount of recordings. We have the USOs in Kuwait as well as the USO in Balad has steadily been doing over 1,000 recordings a month. So as you can imagine, the demand for this program in deployed locations is huge, and it's been a tremendous success.